So here's the story about the Mark Geist, right? The hero of Benghazi. His dog is going to kill his neighbor's dog. But it wasn't just like a light killing, it was like a fucking terrifying, insane. They killed like little Fluffy, like these big fucking Rottweilers, killed this little tiny, just the most, benign and cutest dog in the world. And I had a picture up here. And then I just wanted to read this article because this is Lauren Scharf. She wrote this article up pretty well. He was torn apart. Veteran faces charges following dog death in Colorado Springs. Basically, just think of where the hell did that picture go? That pisses me off. Here. So the neighbor has these dogs, and apparently there's three of them, and he tried to get them, and there's blood everywhere, and he couldn't control them, and then the animal control takes his dogs, and we're supposed to feel sorry for the guy who owns the dogs that killed the neighbor's dogs. Your dog is dangerous. Your dog killed the neighbor's dog. Fucking Fluffy. What the hell? Rottweiler, you weren't afraid of that dog. It was barking at you. You didn't like, being disrespected or some shit. Mark Geist fought the Battle of Benghazi. He's credited with saving 25 people. He co-authored 13 hours inside account of what really happened in Benghazi, which later became a film. He also trains canines for law enforcement and military members. Well, shit, he's like, Mr., anti-shitlery and the imperialist bullshit. So, okay, 13 hours, the whole fucking Hollywood, Mr. Hollywood author here. So, the dog attack happened on Monday, February 7th, according to court records. Mark Geist is faced with 3 misdemeanor counts of owning a dangerous dog. Just misdemeanors? I mean, they ripped the shit out of the... There's been a couple, goddamn... one had a dog was shot, another one, the whole bunch of... Okay, so he appeared in court on Friday where a judge agreed to let him regain custody of 3 of his dogs, which had been taken by animal control after the incident. Laura Foy, the neighbor whose dog was killed, says she's afraid to go in her own backyard, terrified there could be another attack. They're, only 4 or 5 pounds. They're just little tiny bundles of love. They don't know the word aggression. Jesus Christ. And these fucking piles of shit on the side, she's adored Jagger for 2 years. The Maltipoo didn't survive the attack in the backyard. It was too late. He was torn apart. Blood was all over my backyard, all over the cement, all over the snow. He said he was in my house. And I said, why didn't you take him to the hospital? He said, I didn't know which one to go to. And then I said, why didn't you come get me? I didn't know you were home in my heart. I think he was just covering his tracks. Get the dog, get the evidence, get his dogs, and get out of there. Animal Control did take 3 of Geist's 5 dogs. However, Foy says 2 of the 3 taken weren't involved in the attack or had jumped the fence. Where they live in the Flying Horse subdivision in northern Colorado Springs, you're only permitted to have 2 dogs. It's against the law to have more animals than what is allowed by ordinance in which you reside. Animal Law Enforcement Operations Manager Josh Holland said, he is smart. He only lets them out 2 at a time. And so I thought he had 2 dogs until I saw 3 in my yard. And then a policewoman said he had 5. I was blown away. Foy said the retired Marine Corps Staff Sergeant and intelligence contractor trains canines and has service dogs of his own. From what I know of service dogs is when you call them, they are super well trained. They come to you, but that is not at all what was displayed to me in my backyard on Friday. Geist and his attorney did not wish to comment on the situation. Geist has built an enclosure in his backyard. Was ordered by the judge to keep his dogs on a leash if they aren't in the enclosure when they are outside. He chased his dogs in my yard for 40 minutes, unable to control them, unable to contain them, unable to get them to come to him. So why can't he contain them now? In the city of Colorado Springs, you have a duty to restrain your animal. Holland says Foy believes the dogs are a safety concern for everyone in the neighborhood. She said she would feel better if the 3 dogs that came into her yard were put down. I have a small son that can't go in the backyard and play. These dogs hop the fence. There is nothing to stop them from hopping back over and killing my animals, my child, the neighbors. Foy said, as a property owner, a taxpayer, business owner, I have a right to safety. enjoy the property that I purchased. Geist is expected to be back in court on Tuesday, March 29th at 8:30 a.m. for a pre-trial conference. Copyright 2022. Nexstar Media Incorporated. All rights reserved. This material may not be published, broadcast, rewritten, or redistributed in any way, shape, or form. So you can't. Don't even mention this Lauren Sharf's article or mention that this guy's doing all this. Just Mark Geist, right? There you go. Fucking Mark Geist. What a fucking dickhead. What a fucking dickhead. He should pay for the goddamn dog. Give him, $3,000 fucking dollars. They should get an arbitrator, work it out amongst themselves. I bet you she could dictate the damn terms. She wants to feel safe. She wants to feel safe. They just hopped over the fucking thing. You need to be kinder and nicer, you fucking prick. You're supposed to be neighbors, right? Isn't that the golden rule? Jesus says, right, you do unto other, you love thy neighbor as yourself. Right? It's the only common law I know. The 10 Commandments and the Golden Rule. It's the only common law I know. Common law, the criminal code is hostile to common law that says it doesn't really matter. But natural law, there's a lot in natural law. I don't want to. Natural law includes the right to self-defense, the right to revolution, the right to oxygen, food, water, clothing, warmth, housing, the right to speak, the right to bear arms, the right to peacefully assemble, the right to subpoena, the right to a jury trial, right to life, liberty, property, safety, the right to security. Yeah, of course we have a right to security. The first law of nature for Thomas Hobbes is the right to self-defense. Isn't that a kind of, a right to security, a right to self-defense? So